Sacred Texts. The Laws of Manu. Chapter 4. The new moon day destroys the teacher, the 14th day, the pupil, the 8th and the full moon days, destroy all remembrance of, the Veda, let him therefore avoid, reading on, those, days. A Brahmana shall not recite, the Veda, during a dust storm, nor while the sky is preternaturally red, nor while jackals howl, nor while the barking of dogs, the braying of donkeys, or the grunting of camels, is heard, nor while he is seated, in a company. Let him not study near a burial ground, nor near a village, nor in a cow pen, nor dressed in a garment which he wore during conjugal intercourse, nor after receiving a present at a funeral sacrifice. Be it an animal or a thing inanimate, whatever be the gift, at Asrata, let him not, having just accepted it, recite the Veda, for the hand of a Brahmana is his mouth. When the village has been beset by robbers, and when an alarm has been raised by fire, let him know that, the Veda study must be, interrupted until the same hour, on the next day, and on, the occurrence of, all portents. On, the occasion of, the Upakarman and, of, the Vedasarga and emission, of the Veda study, for 3 days has been prescribed, but on the Ashtakas and on the last nights of the seasons for a day and a night. Let him not recite the Veda on horseback, nor on a tree, nor on an elephant, nor in a boat, or ship, nor on a donkey, nor on camel, nor standing on barren ground, nor riding in a carriage. Nor during a verbal altercation, nor during a mutual assault, nor in a camp, nor during a battle, nor when he has just eaten, nor during an indigestion, nor after vomiting, nor with sour eructations. Nor without receiving permission from a guest, who stays in his house, nor while the wind blows vehemently, nor while blood flows from his body, nor when he is wounded by a weapon. Let him never recite the Rig Veda or the Yagur Veda while the suman, melodies, are heard. Let him stop all Veda study for a day and a night, after finishing a Veda or after reciting an Arnyaka. The Rig Veda is declared to be sacred to the gods, the Yagur Veda sacred to men, and the Sama Veda sacred to the manis, hence the sound of the latter is impure, as it were. Knowing this, the learned daily repeat first in due order the essence of the 3 Vedas, and afterwards the text of the Veda. Know that, the Veda study must be interrupted for a day and a night, when cattle, a frog, a cat, a dog, a snake, an ichneumon, or a rat pass between the teacher and his pupil. Let a twice-born man always carefully interrupt the Veda study on 2 occasions, viz., when the place where he recites is impure, and when he himself is unpurified. A twice-born man who is a Snataka shall remain chaste on the new moon day, on the 8th, lunar day of each half-month, on the full moon day, and on the 14th, even, if they fall, in the period, proper for conjugal intercourse. Let him not bathe, immediately, after a meal, nor when he is sick, nor in the middle of the night, nor frequently dressed in all his garments, nor in a pool which he does not perfectly know. Let him not intentionally step on the shadow of, images of, the gods, of a guru, of a king, of a snataka, of his teacher, of a reddish-brown animal, or of one who has been initiated to the performance of a srata sacrifice, dikshita. At midday and at midnight, after partaking of meat at a funeral dinner, and in the 2 twilights let him not stay long on a crossroad. Let him not step intentionally on things used for cleansing the body, on water used for a bath, on urine or ordure, on blood, on mucus, and on anything spat out or vomited. Let him not show particular attention to an enemy, to the friend of an enemy, to a wicked man, to a thief, or to the wife of another man. For in this world there is nothing so detrimental to long life as criminal conversation with another man's wife. Let him who desires prosperity, indeed, never despise a Kshatriya, a snake, and a learned Brahmana, be they ever so feeble. Because these 3, when treated with disrespect, may utterly destroy him, hence a wise man must never despise them. Let him not despise himself on account of former failures, until death let him seek fortune, nor despair of gaining it. Let him say what is true, let him say what is pleasing, let him utter no disagreeable truth, and let him utter no agreeable falsehood, that is the eternal law. What is well, let him call well, or let him say well only, let him not engage in a useless enmity or dispute with anybody. Let him not journey too early in the morning, nor too late in the evening, nor just during the midday heat, nor with an unknown companion, nor alone, nor with suitors. Let him not insult those who have redundant limbs or are deficient in limbs, nor those destitute of knowledge, nor very aged men, nor those who have no beauty or wealth, nor those who are of low birth. A Brahmana who is impure must not touch with his hand a cow, a Brahmana, or fire, nor, being in good health, let him look at the luminaries in the sky, while he is impure. If he has touched these, while impure, let him always sprinkle with his hand water on the organs of sensation, all his limbs, and the navel. Except when sick he must not touch the cavities of the body, without a reason, and he must avoid, to touch, the hair on the secret parts. Let him eagerly follow the customs which are auspicious and the rule of good conduct, be careful of purity, and control all his organs, let him mutter prayers, and, untired, daily offer oblations in the fire. No calamity happens to those who eagerly follow auspicious customs and the rule of good conduct, to those who are always careful of purity, and to those who mutter sacred texts, and offer burnt oblations. Let him, without tiring, daily mutter the Veda at the proper time, for they declare that to be one's highest duty. All other observances are called secondary duties. By daily reciting the Veda, by the observance of the rules of purification, by practicing austerities, and by doing no injury to created beings, one obtains the faculty of remembering former births. He who, recollecting his former existences, again recites the Veda, gains endless bliss by the continual study of the Veda. Let him always offer on the Parvati's oblations to Savitri and such as avert evil omens, and on the Ashtakas and Anvashtakas let him constantly worship the Manis. Far from his dwelling let him remove urine, and ordure, far, let him remove the water used for washing his feet, and far the remnants of food and the water from his bath. Early in the morning only let him void feces, decorate his body, bathe, clean his teeth, apply collyrium to his eyes, and worship the gods. But on the Parvadays let him go to visit the images of the gods, and virtuous Brahmanas, and the ruler of the country, for the sake of protection, as well as his gurus. Let him reverentially salute venerable men, to visit him, give them his own seat, let him sit near them with joined hands and, when they leave, accompany them, walking behind them. Let him, untired, follow the conduct of virtuous men, connected with his occupations, which has been fully declared in the revealed texts and in the sacred tradition, Smriti, and is the root of the sacred law. Through virtuous conduct he obtains long life, through virtuous conduct desirable offspring, through virtuous conduct imperishable wealth, virtuous conduct destroys the effect of inauspicious marks. For a man of bad conduct is blamed among people, constantly suffers misfortunes, is afflicted with diseases, and short-lived. A man who follows the conduct of the virtuous, has faith and is free from envy, lives 100 years, though he be entirely destitute of auspicious marks. Let him carefully avoid all undertakings, the success of which depends on others, but let him eagerly pursue that, the accomplishment of which depends on himself. Everything that depends on others, gives pain, everything that depends on oneself, gives pleasure. Know that this is the short definition of pleasure and pain. When the performance of an act gladdens his heart, let him perform it with diligence, but let him avoid the opposite. Let him never offend the teacher who initiated him, nor him who explained the Veda, nor his father and mother, nor any other guru, nor cows, nor brahmanas, nor any men performing austerities. Let him avoid atheism, cavilling at the Vedas, contempt of the gods, hatred, want of modesty, pride, anger, and harshness. Let him, when angry, not raise a stick against another man, nor strike anybody, except a son or a pupil, those too he may beat in order to correct them. A twice-born man who has merely threatened a Brahmana with the intention of doing him a corporal injury, will wander about for 100 years in the Tamasra hell. Having intentionally struck him in anger, even with a blade of grass, he will be born during 21 existences in the wombs of such beings where men are born in punishment of their sins. A man who in his folly caused blood to flow from the body of a Brahmana who does not attack him, will suffer after death exceedingly great pain. As many particles of dust as the blood takes up from the ground, during so many years the spiller of the blood will be devoured by other animals in the next world. A wise man should therefore never threaten a Brahmana, nor strike him even with a blade of grass, nor cause his blood to flow. Neither a man who lives unrighteously, nor he who acquires wealth by telling falsehoods, nor he who always delights in doing injury, ever attain happiness in this world. Let him, though suffering in consequence of his righteousness, never turn his heart to unrighteousness, for he will see the speedy overthrow of unrighteous, wicked men. Unrighteousness, practiced in this world, does not at once produce its fruit, like a cow, but, advancing slowly, it cuts off the roots of him who committed it. If the punishment falls, not on the offender himself, it falls on his sons, if not on the sons, at least on his grandsons, but an iniquity, once committed, never fails to produce fruit to him who wrought it. He prospers for a while through unrighteousness, then he gains great good fortune, next he conquers his enemies, but, at last, he perishes, branch and root.